The Myrtilla Minor Award is our highest honor. It is awarded for exceptional service to society. Our awardee today is not only the leader of a world-class city, but she is deeply committed to building the right kind of city, one that is resilient, sustainable, and equitable. In order to do so, she has focused on tough issues: food deserts, affordable housing, accessible health care, and devoted her energy and district resources to finding solutions to such long-standing structural challenges. One senses a sincerity in our awardee's efforts that is not typical of all public officials. In fact, one wishes that she would take more credit for some of her best work. For example, there was an article in the Post last week about the district's booming economy and the equity challenges that it presents. Our awardee spokesperson listed the ways the city is addressing those challenges, but left out what is perhaps the most important way. The one that was omitted was our recipient's embrace of and growing investment in the equity imperative, the strategic plan of the University of the District of Columbia. Service to society is best judged by how we serve the least among us. A strong and healthy public institution of higher learning that enables every student to reach their highest level of human potential, and that bears the name of the District of Columbia, is the most certain way to ensure that no district resident is left behind. Workforce certifications and academic degrees, especially the bachelor's degree, is the goal. Our university is the path. So even though we encourage our awardee to brag a little more about what she is accomplishing, it is her commitment to equity, as reflected in her commitment to the university whose imperative is equity, and to the people that we primarily serve, that makes Mayor Muriel Bowser our Myrtilla Minor Award recipient of 2020. Oh, here we go. Congratulations and thank you.
Well, good afternoon, UDC. President Mason, members of the Board of Trustees, faculties, students, and staff, I am really delighted to accept that award on behalf of all of the residents of Washington, D.C. We are indeed 700,000 people strong and growing. We are indeed a city, county, state whose resources are robust, whose expectations are high, and whose work is yet to be complete in so many ways. I'm proud to be able to be mayor of my hometown. I am proud to be the daughter of a UDC graduate, and I am proud to be able to speak about what having an exceptional university in the District of Columbia means to families just like mine. My mother had 5 kids, a husband, a full-time job, and she decided that having a bachelor's degree in nursing would change the trajectory of her life, thereby changing the trajectory of my life. and giving an example to everybody of what grit, determination, and perseverance can mean. And also telling the story of what having a high-quality, higher education campus that serves all 8 wards of Washington, D.C. means as well. My view of the University of the District of Columbia is that it should be the first choice for every graduate of D.C. public schools. My view is that it should be viewed as the best choice, not just for us, but for everybody else. It should be their first stop. And like Mark said, we have had a long tradition of beating up on our university, but we need to let everybody know about the exceptional quality of learning that happens here and the great value that happens here. I have no interest, and I know the President shares this view, in building a last stop location, because there's nobody in this room that is a last stop student. And so we want to make sure that everything that we do in thinking about public education in the district starts with our children when they are born, but doesn't stop when they graduate from DCPS, but it continues into higher education. The President reminds me, stop saying K through 12, you better start saying K through 16, and then K through law school, because that's what the university represents. Now, we are blessed in many ways in our city because of our growth, because we are a hot location and people want to live here and raise their families here and start their businesses here. We have had the ability to invest more and more in the priorities for our city. The number one priority people tell us is housing, but you have to think about housing too in Washington, D.C., and in the University of the District of Columbia. People tell us their number 2 issue is either education or making sure that their kids and their families are safe in their neighborhoods. And we all have an obligation to make sure that when they're thinking about education, they know the opportunity they have right here at UDC. Now, I'm up for it. I spend a lot of time at UDC. We try to bring people, in fact, we're going to be here tonight for a budget engagement forum from all around the city to see and hear about the great things happening at UDC. It's incumbent upon us, too, to take UDC to all 8 wards so that no matter where somebody goes, if it's a budget meeting, if it's a community meeting, they get to interact with UDC in their own neighborhoods. We were thrilled that UDC will open a very forward and community-facing location in UDC, right in the soul of the city in Congress Heights. And we know that can make a big difference for our residents in Ward 8. So I just wanted to be here to let you know, President Mason, how important UDC is to us, how important your engagement is with my cabinet. You come to cabinet meetings, you participate in our public education meetings, you make the voice of UDC felt throughout DC government. It is not my view that UDC is off to the side. And it is not my view that UDC is just an agency of the government. But UDC is part of the government, and we move together. And when UDC is successful, our whole public education system can be successful. And all of our people, no matter where they live in Washington, D.C., they see themselves as part of our great future. So thank you. I hold this honor dear and will display it proudly. Thank you very much.